Okay, now that we'll run through the website panel in the previous video, in this video, we're going to run through the sellers panel. Now, obviously, the sellers panel is the place where suppliers log in and start putting their company details and start listing products. Now, you'll find that when we log into this suppliers panel, most of it is in Turkish. And that's because all of the suppliers on our platform are Turkish suppliers. We don't accept suppliers from anywhere else in the world. So you'll find that it's mostly in Turkish, but there are some sections that are in English, and I'll explain to you exactly why when we come to that section. So let me share my screen right now, and we'll delve a little bit deeper into this suppliers panel. Okay, let's pop it right there. Here we are. Okay, so obviously I've logged into my account, so I'm just going to head in and jump into my panel. As soon as you log in, you'll find that there is an introductory video that shows all the different elements of this panel and how to navigate them. Obviously, to make it easier for the suppliers, there's a little message here saying, welcome to the platform. We're happy to have you in here. When you join the platform initially, you'll find that the supplier needs to firstly purchase a package. Now, he needs to purchase a package. Otherwise, the things that he can do here are limited. So you've got your options over here. And once you've purchased the package that you're after, you can start navigating the platform. The first thing that we expect these companies and suppliers to do are enter in the company details. So firma bilgileri over here means company details. We expect them to come in here and further develop this section over here. These were already taken at the time of making the membership, so these details over here, but we expect them to put in all their other information, like their company email address, how many workers they have, etc., the tax ID number, and then just save that over here. And then we expect them to navigate into their page and start actually filling in what their page is going to look like on the outside. So obviously you've got the company name, you've got the logo, you've got the further information, and then you can actually choose slider images. I obviously just put something from my photo gallery for now in there, and you can choose those slider images. You can add some more photos into the platform. Once again, just some photos from my phone that I had, and I popped it into there. Funny fact, this was a initial logo I was planning on for a different name that I had for this platform originally. But yeah, that's just that over there. You can add an introductory video, and you can start adding in your certification. So some companies might have, like, let's say they're a food manufacturing company, there's certain certification, I think it's like the ISO 9000, that you can add into this section over here. So depending on what field you're in, you can add certifications that you might have, which I think is going to be a useful tool. And then if you want, you can go in here and start making up some new accounts. I made an account for my little nephew just as a test, but you can make an account for, the sales director of your company and department, or anyone else, the marketing head, or anyone that you want into there as well. So after you get your company details in, we expect that you start listing some products. So you go in here, you'll find I just have some dummy products in there, but the first thing you'll do is add a product, which is right over here. And once you've pressed into that, you'll come across all the categories that we've listed, and you can go ahead and choose your categories. Now let's go into this. Let's go into men's apparel, and let's go into men's business wear, for example. Okay, save and continue. So first you'll need to enter your product name, and now this is the part you'll see that's in English. And the reason why we've made this in English is because at the start I had it in Turkish, and I realized that the suppliers that we sent to join the platform at the start was inputting all this data in Turkish as well. Now when you input this data in Turkish, on the front end, on the website panel, buyers all across the globe are going to start reading this information in Turkish, and that's not what we want. So we want to focus on making sure that everything on the outside looks English. So we've specifically put here English titles for this section, but in little boxes we've also explained what we want them to do as well. So I think that's pretty self-explanatory, pretty straightforward. So let's say we've got here white shirt as a product name, then you're going to put in some product keywords as well. So like, let's just say stretch, whatever it is, you can do cotton, and this is for actual search in the future. So let's say white shirt is not what they've searched for, but they've searched for cotton white shirt. These keywords are going to help you list onto the right section as well. So stretch, cotton, you can say something, for example, is as polyester. Maybe you want to mix, whatever it is, you can add these keywords in there as a supplier, which are things that you think someone that's trying to search might search for. Then you can go in and add product attributes. Now, we've added some attributes that we think can be a part of this, like, for example, the material over here, and you can add them. But if you find something that's not in what we've offered, like, we'll type of washing feature, what type of other features that it might have. You can add that yourself as well. So you might just be like color and then just add like black and then gray, blue, whatever. And then you can start adding them into the actual product as well. So you'll see that pop up as well. Then you go ahead and add images, which is pretty straightforward of the product. You can go and add a video, and here's where you put more of a description about the product. And I'm sure suppliers will have a great description of their product already, so they can just update that over there. Then you'll put a minimum order quantity. Minimum order quantity refers to, well, basically the least amount of products that you want to manufacture to make it viable for you. So especially, let's just say you're manufacturing a phone case. Okay, for it to be worth you manufacturing that phone case, you need to be manufacturing at least 20 or 50 products for you to make its worth. So that's why you'll add that into here, like 50, for example, is the minimum amount of white shirts that I'd like to manufacture for someone. There's two different ways of pricing the product. You can go ahead here and write a range. So you can write, okay, it's from $10 to $14, and then save it, and then what the difference between $10 and $14, you can actually just speak it out with the buyer and tell them what you break down that difference for. Or you can go into here and just write, like, if you purchase, for example, 100 products, it will be $10. If you purchase 50 products, it will be $12, and then you can just add these lines into here as well. So that's two different types of pricings that we can go ahead and do, and then we can go and save that as well. Then we'll go to section for extra services. So what does this mean? This means that you can choose to put the logo on the shirt, for example, if the buyer purchases 100 products. You can also do a specific custom packaging for them if they purchase, for example, 500 products. So this is a section where you can add in some extra services, which is also really, really useful. And then we go down to logistics. Now, you want to be able to give more information on how you can send this to the buyer and how long it takes, what's the time frames for you to make this and send it as well. So you can say that if you purchase, for example, 1,000 products, that will take 20 days. But if you purchase 10,000 products, that will take 40 days for us to manufacture and send it to you. And we can offer to send it by sea, express, land, and air because the product allows to do so, or you cannot add that in there. Express always generally refers to plane because it's the fastest way of going. So although you've got air there, you've got express as well to make it a little bit faster. And then what you do after that, and this is the reason why this is in Turkish, is because this is the last step for suppliers to do. You can either save this just for now so you can build on it later, or, which you can't see the button, I think maybe my screen's closing that part over there, or you can actually send it to us for verification. So we don't allow any product to go live just instantly. We need to manually verify it, especially at the start, to make sure that it's all working proper. Now, in the future, we'll probably introduce some AI tools that can facilitate this process more as we grow. But for the time being, we're going to manually verify every product that runs through the platform. So that is the adding product section over there. Let's go back to the main page and let's run through this. After you've added products, you'll find that buyers can get into contact with you. So they might see the product and they will write you a message. I don't have a test dummy message over here right now, but if you were to go on to one of the products that I've listed and you've sent a message, it will drop here. You'll get a little notification about it. And so the suppliers can jump in there, choose the chat, which we wrote this messaging platform ourselves. And it's very nice because in the messaging platform, it brings up the product that you're talking about, the buyer code that sent the message, what's up. So as soon as you jump in, you know exactly what you're dealing with, and then you can communicate with them here. Let's say hypothetically, you've made an agreement. Yes, you've made a deal. You've made an agreement on what the quantity is going to be and what the price is going to be. You can also use the TheKaynak to create an order invoice for them. So let's jump into here. This is like the invoicing section. I've got some test dummies over here as well, but pretty much you go in there and you press create an order. Now, every buyer will have a code, which you will see in the messaging platform anyways, but let's just say I open that one here, right? Select this. The buyer name and company will come up instantly. Now, I know this buyer code off by heart, that's why I just put it in there, but this will come up instantly. And the order number and date will also come up instantly as well. Currently, it's a new order, and you will here write the invoicing details. So, for example, the company that you're selling it to, a company, and then their address, their tax number, and then you will put in their company address, and their delivery address might be different. So that's their company address over here, and this is their delivery address. You'll add their name, surname, obviously physical location, and their phone number, and update that over here. You can then add in the products that you're going to sell. Let's say you're selling 1,000, you're selling white shirts. We used the example from before, and you've agreed on a price point of $10 for easy maths. So let's just say 2-ply cotton anti wrinkle or something, whatever the features of the product is. In short, you've added that into there as well, and then you can choose the unit type, which is okay, $10 for 1,000 pieces. Okay, and then the shipping price you've got is, for example, $100. Now you might also not have dealt with a shipping or logistics provider, and I'm going to tell you how you can get prices from us and use our features to actually work that out as well. So we've added this product in here. Okay, it's obviously put the price there automatically, and then we're going to also ask for a deposit. We need to ask for a deposit from the buyer to get started on the order. So let's just say hypothetically we added $500 as a deposit that we want. As soon as we add that in there, you'll see that the total amount reduces after they pay the deposit, and then you can save this. Okay, you need to do that, and let's save this over here. Once we've saved that, you can go back into this order, okay, and you'll see two new features over here. One is the messaging system. So this is an easier way to continuously talk with the buyer inside of that order specifically. So just on that order, you can specifically talk with the buyer, and you will get messages here saying, okay, you know, they've paid and whatnot. And then you've got this over here, which is something I'm very excited about. So this is a logistical arm. Let's say you don't have your own company to do the logistics for this order, or the buyer doesn't have their own company. You can actually go and do a little testing over here to see what rates TheKaynak can offer you. So let's just say we're sending it to Australia, and it is, for example, 10 kilos. We're sending a sample, and you know the dimensions are like this. For argument's sake, you can press check rate, and instantly you'll get a rate from us, right? This is an express rate, so this is with a plane. And if you go and do something, let's say you go 500 kilos, which is a lot, we can't just give you an instant rate on this. So you need to get a rate from us. So you get a message here saying, okay, this is past our limits. To get a rate, press this button over here. Now, once you press this button, which is like get a quote for this order, it will drop into another separate panel that we have in the background, and we will do more and more research on this with a dedicated team and an experienced logistics team, and give you a specific rate for your specific order. You can then get that rate and once again go back into your initial order and charge that as the shipping price as well. So you can go back into this and you can charge that as a shipping price as well. Okay, so that's the order page. That's something that I'm really excited about. I think it's very user friendly and it's very easy to navigate, which is what we've aimed to do. Once this order is created, it's dropped straight into the inbox of the buyer, and the buyer will be able to review it and then make a payment based on that as well. So that's the order system. Now, next we've got a report system over here. Now, we haven't been able to develop the report system as well as we wanted to. We've actually left that to phase 2 of development, because that's one of the biggest focuses on phase 2 of the development, which is providing some analytics towards the buyer on their page, how many visits they've got, you know, which products of theirs is the most popular, what's the search related to these products. The reason why we've left it in phase 2 is because currently in the website, we don't have enough data to provide. So the more we do some entries and the more we list products and the more we bring attention to the platform, the more it's going to be useful to provide data analytics. And that's going to be a very key section of our platform. You can always go in and check how much you've paid, you know, on what price and what date. You can always go check your invoices pretty much. That's another feature that you can use on this platform. In each of these sections over here, I'm preparing one of these videos to sort of run through further features and explain more about the platform. I actually have a few of them already prepared and ready, but I haven't uploaded them on yet because we're finalizing and doing little tweaks on these parts of sections over here, so I don't want to get anything wrong. But in a nutshell, that is the sellers panel. And It's simple, it's easy to navigate, but it's extremely powerful because everything that you input, let's go back down to here. Everything that you input into this seller's panel, the way it's designed and the way it's presented is very different on the outside. We've made it easy for you to understand and input your data in, and we've made it hopefully easy for buyers to, use a platform that they're very comfortable and secure using. So as a supplier, most of this information that you're inputting into our database is actually things that you have, especially if you're a little bit more of an experienced supplier. You will have the photos for your products, you will have descriptions, you will have certifications, you will have all of this data. So it's only a matter of half an hour to an hour to really spend on the platform inputting all of this data, and then you can wait and see which type of buyers will be interested in your product. That's the sellers panel in a nutshell. We will always continuously be developing this panel just like we'll be developing all of our panels. There's no, it's finished now type of product here. It'll always continuously be developed. But this is a great section. This is a great start, and I hope it translates very well. Now, the last thing that we're going to add here that I haven't shown is I actually didn't present it, but it was there, is a support channel. So we're creating a support channel so that suppliers can communicate with us directly as well and tell us if there's a problem whilst they're joining up, if they've received any errors, or if they're confused about something. They can get into live chat, direct communication with us, and we can just run through how to fix that problem. And that's the last section that we're adding there for now in the phase 1 of development.